Oh, well, hey there. Welcome. Welcome to another lovely video. Today we're going to be talking about addition or finding the sum, right? On or using a base 10 model. All right, so let's break apart what those words mean first, right? We're talking about addition, so we're adding, or we're finding the sum. That's a key word we always want to keep in mind. And we're going to do that. We're going to be able to take these numbers and add them together. And I don't know, maybe randomly, I'll just do an example here, 58 plus 11, whatever. So we're going to take these two numbers, multi-digit numbers, we're going to put them together. But we're going to do that doing base 10. So like, let's think about like, what does that mean to be base 10? Remember, that's the idea of place value and value of numbers, and then like how we model them. So that idea that like this square equals 100, right? So we just show that model. Maybe I should change the color of the model. So, right, so we have a square that equals 100. We use this like long stick that equals 10, and then we just show like a dot that equals 1. Like these are the base 10 models. So how is it that we can take a number, model them, and then help us put them together? So let's do a quick example. I'll just take 58, right? If I had 58 and I was to model that, that'd be 5 tens. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this would be my base 10 model of the number 58. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take numbers, we're going to put them into these base 10 models, and that's going to help us put them together to find the sum. So let's dive into it. Let's go ahead and just think about what we're going to do. We're going to first, right, we're going to first model. And then, well, actually, I guess first thing we'd really do is build a chart, and then we'll model. I guess that would make more sense. Those are kind of hand in hand, but really, we'll call them two different steps. So we're going to build a chart, we're going to model, and then we're just going to count. These are really just like 3 steps I can do to get myself there. Build a chart, model the numbers, count. So what does all that mean, right? Get to the point. Let's do it. I'm with you. Let's do it. So let's say here, I'm going to have 73, and I decide I'm going to add 25. Okay, so here's my problem. I got to figure it out. Let's start with the chart. So what I mean by that chart is I'm going to build that graphic organizer that shows my place values. I notice with this number, I have 2 place values. I have the ones place, and I have the tens place. And again, if these are terms that don't feel familiar, like place value or digits, ones place, tens place, hundreds place, I encourage you to go back and look at the other videos and kind of get a feel for those vocabulary words that we've used in the past to kind of help you refresh and be ready for this, okay? All right, next I'm going to model. So what that means is I really want to think again about the place value of these digits and their value. And this also goes back to like hops and jumps, if you remember that. It's like really similar, because if I think about this, 73, well, that means I have 3 ones. And my 7 in the tens place, well, that's 7 groups of 10, so that's 70. So I think about how can I model 70 and how can I model 3 in these place value charts. So like, okay, well, in the ones place, I see that that's 3. I can do that. 1, 2, 3. And then in the tens place, right, it says I need 70. And I could 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could do 70 dots. That would be forever. Plus, that's me modeling ones in the tens place. Like that doesn't actually make any sense. So I can go back to that base 10 model where I know, oh yeah, a 10, right? A 10, we just show it with that long stick right here. That's just how we count it. Quick math model. That's 110. So I need 7 of those to make 70, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tens. Okay. So just want to make sure you see where I'm getting those numbers. So there's 73. Now I got to model my other number too, 25. I'll do that in another color so we can see the difference. well, not the subtraction difference, sorry. We can see how I'm modeling each number, just to clarify. Ones place, there's definitely a 5 there. I see that. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then in the tens place, there's a 2. So that's 20, or 2 groups of 10. So 10, 20. Cool. Now we're just going to count. Let's count our numbers. Let's see. We'll do that in green. So I'm going to count and see what I have. So in ones place, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in the tens place, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's actually a number. If I have a number in which there's a 9 in the tens place, which is worth 90, and an 8 in the ones place, which is worth 8, well, 90 and 8 is 98. So there's my answer. So 73 plus 25 equals 98. So let's explore this a little bit more. Let's do another one. Again, think of the steps. We're gonna make a chart. We're gonna make a place value chart. We're going to model, again, thinking about the value of those digits, and then we're just going to count. So if you want to go ahead and try this one on, go for it. This 29 plus, let's say 52. Okay, so you want to go ahead and do that? Go for it, do it, play around. You've paused it, you've come back, let's see. Now this one does have a bit of a challenge. Let's see how we did with this. So let's play the game. If I build first my chart, so I realize I have ones and I have tens, and that's going to be for most of these. We're just working in 2-digit numbers for now, but just think if it was a 3-digit number, then I would just add in the hundreds place, right? Wow, that was sloppy. Good thing I'm not doing that. So just keep in mind, that's how you build your chart. Okay, now we're going to model. So let's see here. We'll do that. Okay, so that's 9 ones plus 20 or 2 tens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 20. All right, and we're gonna do 2 ones plus 50 or 5 groups of 10. So 5 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 1, 2. And now we're going to count up what we have. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So wait. Oh, wait. Huh. I mean, if I just looked at that, that would technically say this equals 711, which I know cannot be true. There's no way 29 plus 52 gets me all the way to 711. That is not a reasonable answer. So this is what I mean now, where this one has a bit of a challenge in thinking about what numbers really mean, what we really mean when we refer to this idea of base 10. And that's the idea that 10 of one thing makes one of another, right? If I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ones, I actually put them together and I make that 110. And I guess if you really wanted to get, right, it looks more like this. I just draw a straight line, but that's what that means. And so if we go back to this one, we realize we have some work to do, where the other thing we want to think about as we count is we do want to keep in mind the concept of base 10. So now as we count, we want to think base 10, and let me model what that means. That means I want to look for groups of 10. So actually, if I count my ones, I'm going to do it again. Oh boy, there's a lot. Let's see here. We'll do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's a 10. Notice I said 10. So I don't want this in my ones place anymore because I just made it into a 10. It's one of these now. I stuck these together and I made it a 110. So I'm gonna take those 10 ones, make it a 10. These are now gone because I moved them over to the tens place. And now if I count, you'll see I just have 1 left. And now we can count our tens again. So 1, 2, 3, because we have this new one in there, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That makes a lot more sense. And that is exactly how we do it. So that's another thing to keep in mind, is that sometimes if you have more than 10, you're going to have to group things together and move them over to the next place value, which I say, let's just keep practicing and play like that. So what if I had 27 and I added 47? Sure, whatever, cool. All right, so pause, give this a go. Try it on your own. Come back, see how you did. You're back. How'd you do? I hope you followed the steps, because it really does help. Okay, so here we go. Let's do that. So step 1, again, remember I'm going to take my chart. I have my ones place. I have my tens place, because that's what I see. It's a 2-digit number. Okay, now we're going to model. So hopefully you took 27 and you said, oh, well, that's 20 plus 7, because there's 7 ones and there's 20 in the tens place, or 2 tens. So 10, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And we're going to do the same thing with 47. Let's do that in like a green. So that would be a 40 plus 7. So I need 7 more over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then I need 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. Right? 4 tens equals 40. Now we're going to count. Remember, this time we are looking for groups of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There it is. I'm going to circle this 10. I'm going to take it over here. Notice how I'm circling and drawing arrows. Like, do that. Otherwise, we can make mistakes. So these are gone. I don't usually cross them out. I just want you to see that. I usually just circle them. But there you go. They're gone. And so now if I count, I see I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 left. And now we count our tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 7. So that means I get 74 when I add these two numbers together. So there you have it. This is addition and finding sums of numbers using a base 10. So again, remember, you're going to make that chart, right? Think about your ones, your tens. You're going to model. So again, thinking about like, what does that look like? Maybe I have 33, and then I have 42. And then you are going to count. And remember, as you count, you may have to think about base 10. You may have to think about, is there a group of 10 here? And if there isn't, you're fine. If there is, then make that 10 and move it over. So again, I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it looks like to me, when I took 33 and I added 42, I got 75. Okay, so that's our work. Thank you always for doing this, for being here, for trying, for working, for asking questions, and really just putting your best self forward when it comes to math. Remember, it's all about exploration. It's all about trying, and it's all about mistakes. That's actually one of the greatest things we can ever achieve in math, is learning from the mistakes we make so that it can make more sense to us as we move on and try other problems. So we will catch you at the next video. We will catch you out in class. We'll catch you out there anywhere. Enjoy, and again, thank you so much for being here.